US-Korean relationship, but never been the mainstream, never were the majority. Now, I think we have come to terms with our own reality because, come to think of it, alliance is beneficial to Korean core national interest. So those public sentiment is now losing ground, and the national interest is taking the precedence over the public sentiment. The proof is, beginning perhaps this year, we are seeing a natural balancing act in the Korean press. The mad cow disease case was a case in point, April this year. For the first time in my life, in my judgment, in my knowledge, for the last 20 years, there was a balanced reporting in Korean press. Half of the press report was, we have to stop importing US beef because of mad cow disease. But half of the press report clearly analyzed, saying that there is no scientific ground to stop importing US beef because that would not danger our health. So that made government much easier to make a sound policy and judgment. So we could weather the mad cow disease problem, potentially huge problem, without too much difficulty. So this is a clear sign that Korea is maturing, overcoming its national sentiment, which brought a lot of problem for Korean foreign policy as well as national management.
I've heard people in Korea talk about really sort of three generations: the elders of the Korean War era, the 2 decades of people who were brought up sort of radicalized, and now young people who have a somewhat more balanced or somewhat.
Yeah. But I don't deny that, like in any other country, the older generations are naturally conservative, the younger generation are naturally liberal. So that distinction exists in Korea, and that will be self-repeating in the future as well.
Somewhat related question: how do you find sort of Koreans' understanding of the United States? Is there are there aspects of Korean sort of attitudes or views, or perhaps generally mistaken notions about the U.S. that sometimes frustrate you, or that you're working to try to deal with?
How do you explain about global Korea? Like, people often ask me, what have I found surprising coming back as the U.S. ambassador to Seoul? And one of the examples I often